You know that feeling, right? You're in a group project or maybe a team meeting, and there's this glaring problem. Everyone sees it, but nobody does anything. Well, today we're going to dig into that exact moment of frustrating paralysis and, you'll see, uncover a really surprising career opportunity hidden right inside of it.
Yeah, just think back to your last team meeting. Was there a moment when everyone kind of agreed on a problem and then just silence? That collective hesitation, that feeling of everyone looking around, waiting for someone else to make the first move. That's exactly what we're talking about. So the big question is, why on earth does that happen?
Okay, to really get our heads around this, let's step away from the office for a second. I want you to picture a scene, a really stark, real-world example. We're on a roadside in Uttar Pradesh, India, and there's just been an accident.
So a victim is lying there, clearly needing urgent help. A crowd gathers pretty quickly, but then this strange and honestly dangerous paralysis just takes over. Every single person in that crowd is thinking the same thing. Someone else will call for help. I'm sure someone else has already handled it. They all see the problem, but the tragic result? No one acts.
Now that inaction, that's not just some random tragic coincidence. It's actually a well-documented psychological phenomenon. So let's peel back the layers here. Let's actually give a name to this standoff and figure out what's going on in our brains.
It's called the volunteer's dilemma, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's that critical moment where just one person has to take on a small personal cost. I mean, what's the cost of making a phone call, right? To create this massive benefit for the group. In this case, literally saving a life.
So what's really driving this dilemma? Well, it's this fascinating psychological quirk called diffusion of responsibility. And here's the part that's going to sound totally backwards. You'd think that the more people there are, the more likely it is someone will help, right? But it's the exact opposite. The more potential volunteers, the less responsible any single person feels.
And this is where it all clicks into place for our professional lives. That exact same thought process that freezes the crowd at the accident scene, that's what stops your team from updating that critical piece of documentation, or from finally tackling that messy shared codebase everyone complains about. It's always that silent, invisible thought. Someone else will handle it. This is what's called the free rider incentive. I mean, think about it. Everybody wants the benefit of the clean codebase or the updated document, but nobody wants to be the one to actually do the work. And the result? The group just stays paralyzed. Nothing happens until the problem gets so big it becomes a full-blown crisis that forces everyone to finally deal with it. Okay, so far this all sounds kind of bleak, right? Group paralysis, free riders. But what if we've been looking at this completely the wrong way? What if this problem is actually this solution? This is where we get to the really good part, the hidden leadership opportunity.
So let's try a little reframe here. Instead of getting frustrated by these moments of group hesitation, what if we started seeing them as a signal? Like a big flashing neon sign pointing directly at an opportunity.
Because honestly, that's exactly what it is. Every single one of these volunteers' dilemmas, it's a leadership opportunity in disguise. When everyone else is stuck, frozen by indecision, the stage is literally set for someone, for you, to step up.
And the second you do, the second you're the one who volunteers, boom, you instantly change your role in that group. You're not just another bystander anymore. You establish real informal authority. You demonstrate massive value by solving the thing everyone else was avoiding. And man, you show you're a person who takes initiative.
All right, so you see the potential, right? This all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do you seize these opportunities in a practical, day-to-day way? Well, it involves taking what we call the low-glory path.
So the key here isn't chasing the flashiest, most visible project. Nope. The real magic, the real opportunity is in the high-impact, low-glory work. You know what I'm talking about. It's the essential stuff that absolutely no one wants to do. Things like creating a proper onboarding guide for new hires, or finally cleaning up that messy customer database, or even just being the one who volunteers to take clear notes in a chaotic meeting.
It really boils down to a super simple 3-step process. Step 1, recognize. Just start getting good at spotting these volunteers' dilemmas on your team. Step 2, act. Be the person who steps up and just solves that undesirable but totally necessary task. And step 3, and this is crucial, accumulate. This isn't about one big heroic moment. It's about doing it consistently, over and over.
And this is the real payoff. When you're consistently the person who steps in and solves these little dilemmas, you start to build this incredible reputation. You accumulate influence that has absolutely nothing to do with your formal job title,
People just start to see you as a natural leader, the person who actually gets things done.
So, the next time you're in a meeting and that awkward silence falls, don't just see it as a problem. See it for what it is, a signal. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. In your team, on your current project, where is your opportunity hiding in plain sight?